I have a question. I always have questions. The readings today speaks, about personal conversation, how we relate to one another, how we speak to one another. And because we live in technology, I have a question. What was the last text message or WhatsApp that you received? Was about what? About who? About what person? Who was the last person that sent you something? Nobody? Your son, okay. For me, it was a good friend that he's a priest, and he just sent me a joke. So, let's move a little more, forward. If I ask you, can I see your phone and everything that is there? Can I see your phone? Are you clean? Los papás, yes. I don't know the youth. Can I see your phone, Tommy? Good. Okay, just leave it. The reading speaks about what we have in our heart. What we say here is the way that we speak to one another. And this is the situation that we are living today. When we say violence, when we say anger, that's the way that we speak to the other person. Probably many of you, your mom and dad was just pushing you to get out. Let's go, we are late for Mass. Probably many of you fight with your mom and dad before you come to Mass. Probably mom and dad was rushing and driving like crazy to get on time for Mass. A question that we need to ask is how I can relate to God. Who is God? I have been asking that question to the confirmation class. I see a few of them in the back. What is the meaning to believe in God? Because when you and I believe in God, we can open ourselves and we can speak about God. But if we don't know God, how I can speak about God? If you don't know yourself, how do you want to present yourself to another person? The readings are inviting us today as well to pray for one another of the situation that we are living, the struggles that we have. How we can unite ourselves to the people that are suffering. Because we can be selfish and say, the problem is in the other side of the world. It's not my problem. It's not my business. But we are brothers and sisters. We are Christians. And whatever happened to our brother and sister in whatever part of the world is happening to us as well. Because that's the beauty of being Christian. Because we are brothers and sisters. How we can unite ourselves to them? How can be for them? How we can, put ourselves in their position? One of the things that the gospel is speaking is about a blind person. Don't you think that we are blind? Don't you think that we are blind to see the reality? Or probably we don't want to know the reality. We want to live in this world of dreams and everything that is good to live there, but once in a while we have to come back to reality, your reality. So the question is, what is your reality? What is your reality?
My reality is college life.
That's your reality, okay? I ask you so many questions. Vicente, happy birthday. What is your reality, brother? What is your reality?
Can you rephrase the question?
Just simple. What is my reality? What is the reality that you live in right now? What is the reason for you to be here? What is the reason for you to sit and listen to the Mass and come to Mass?
Trying to grow, be better. It's required.
It's required. That's good. That was the question, that was the answer that I was looking for. Thank you. You saved my homily. In our Christian life, every time that we come to the celebration of the Mass, we want to check something because it's part of my Sunday obligation. If I don't know who I am, if I don't know who is God, this is a Sunday obligation. It's not an experience. It's not about opening myself to receive Jesus. It's not about, asking the Lord to come and help me. I see this as obligation. I have to go. But why do I have to go to a person that I don't know? Because this is the reason that the reading is speaking to us. The only way that we can see God, the only way that can bring others to God is when I have that personal relation with Him. Having that personal relation with Him, I'm free to move forward. How many of us, we are a slave of our past situation, frustration, or the fears that we have? So another question. What is the fear that we have? What is your fear? Let me put it in this way. Do you have any fear?
Yes.
What is the fear?
I don't know. Like any fear?
Yeah.
I have a fear of cats.
Okay.
Like I have fears. I have
One. Just say one.
like como cats or like como
Okay.
um buttons.
Okay. Sometimes we have so many fears, and every time that we answer, I don't know if you notice that sometimes when we ask questions, we are afraid to be confronted. That's why it's difficult for us to get close to God, because every time that we speak to God, we feel confronted by God. Because God is telling us to live in the truth. And sometimes it's difficult to live in the truth. It's difficult to live for myself. It's difficult to come to the celebration and to be partaker of this altar. Because again, if I see everything as an obligation, everything that I have to go, that's why many of the youth, they don't want to come to church. One of the things that I said to the confirmation class, and this is a question for the parents. Parents, do you think that confirmation certificate will save your son or daughter from any struggle in life? Do you think that the First Communion certificate will help you to grow in life? That's why the mission that we have today is that they have to know God. Because at the end it's a certificate. If you go to my office, you can see my priestly ordination diploma. Yes, as many of you, I have my struggles. Of many of you, I have my temptations. Of many of you, yes, once in a while I ask the Lord, what I'm doing here? But if I look the diploma, I get more frustrated. Because it reminds me the 10 years that I spent in the seminary. So that's why I have to come to the altar of the Lord. That's why I need to have that personal relation with Him, because having that personal relation with Him, I can talk to my friend. I can see, He can see the struggles. I can present who I am. I don't need to pretend to be another person. I can show to Him the real fears that I have. As a human being, I'm the only child, and my fear is to die away from my mom and dad. And I have another fear. Yes, the other fear is that my mom and dad, they die alone because I'm here. Yes, I'm a human. I have fears like many of you. But every time that I come here, I say, Lord, you call me. I trust in you. That's the way that we want to relate to Him. Do not see God as that person that is away from you. Do not look at God that is a person that never listened to you. One of the questions that I asked to the confirmand, to the guys that they will be confirmed is, do you think that God listened to your prayer? Do you have a concrete act that you ask for something and the Lord granted to you? Because this is, in the crisis that we can experience in life, we hold from that. We don't hold for the papers. We don't hold for the certificates. We hold for our personal experience of God. So a blind person can guide another blind person. If I know who is God, I can guide those that are outside into the church, because I can tell, I can speak from my own experience. The gospel was very strong because the last 3 Sundays, Jesus has been saying, hypocrites, hypocrites. And I said it to you like 4 or 3 Sundays ago. We speak about God, but probably many of us, we not even know who is God. We come to the celebration of the Mass because I have to come, but I don't know what's happening there. That's why at the first moment that I can have my freedom, or the first moment that my mom and dad is not, making us, you have to go, I made my own decision. I'm not going there. Because when you are in love with a person, you always come. If you know that the love of your life is here at the church, you will come. So what we need to do to get in love with Him? What we need to do to get close to Him and to open ourselves, because at the end, you can follow your dreams. At the end, you can be your own God. At the end, you can do everything you want. But if you not surrender yourself, if you're not humble, crisis will come. And the world that is telling us, you can do whatever you want, they go away. What is the first thing that the world is telling to the girls? Abortion is legal, abortion is good, do it. And you can do it. But what is the consequence? Why the world is not telling us the consequence? Why the world is not telling to the consequence of that, poor girl that years after, she's going to start feeling bad of herself. She will come to the church crying. She will ask for forgiveness and she will not experience that forgiveness. But the world doesn't tell that. Because they're telling us the good part. It's your body, do whatever you want. We have a decision always in life. And the decision is always to follow Jesus. Never see Jesus like a book of rules. Never see the church like an institution of rules. I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. We have to see the church as that person that we come, as that moment that I interact with one another, that I see one another. Because when we come to church, we bring our sorrows, we bring our situation, frustration. That is the reason to be here. I always said it's not about money. Because in the moment that we are right now in society, money don't save us. The only person can save us, the only person can give us hope and can give us meaning is Jesus Christ. So if today, you feel alone, if today you feel lonely, come to Him. Come to Him. But again, the only way that you will come to Jesus is if you trust in Him, if you know Him. If not, God became an idea. And ideas are here. So I had to bring that idea, to my reality. So that's the question that I always ask. Do you have a concrete experience of God in your own life? Can you see the face of God? I asked, one of the confirmantes the question, can you see the face of God in your own family? He said, no. Others say yes. But we see the face of God in every person that we encounter. If we are a good Christian, if we fulfill, what we have to fulfill, why we hate each other? Why the resentment that we have? Why the envy that we always keep? If we come to every Sunday to Mass. If you see this as an obligation, that's why this is boring. But if you see this as a personal encounter with the person that you love, this is an amazing time. It's amazing to be with the person that loves us. It's amazing to be with the person that never judges us. The person that loves me as I am. That's what we have to experience. In the moments of desolation, in your moments of frustration, come to Jesus. Come to Him. If you have so many things in your life, if you don't understand who you are, if you're in the moment of your life that you just want to scream, that you just want to run away, just run away, but come here. Come to Him. Ask Him questions. Rest in Him. Because He gives us meaning. And when we receive the meaning that comes from God, we know who we are. And we know the mission that we have. My dear family, we are living difficult moments in life and in the world. What we need to do to come to God? What do you need to do to surrender yourself and to be humble? What do we need to do just to be and to feel the love of God in our lives? Because sometimes, Mass became like a monologue. Okay, good. You already said it. Just the priest talking and talking and talking. And it's not about just only the priest, it's about all of us having that personal experience and encounter with God. One phrase that is always helping me in my vocation and in my life. Do not be afraid of Jesus. That phrase was from Pope Benedict. Do not be afraid of Jesus. He never takes anything away from us. He gives us everything that we ask. So I invite all of you just to close your eyes for a minute. Just close your eyes. And what will be the thing that you will ask today to Jesus? Let's put it in this way. If today is your last day of life, what you will say to Jesus. Amen.